I'm Jen, and I'm passionate about using brain science and my psychology degree to help women fill their own cup first in order to be better mothers, sisters, friends, partners, whatever it is that we're striving to achieve. I'm also the host of the free Facebook group Highly Sensitive Extroverts with Jen T. So if you are a highly sensitive person and you're an extrovert, or maybe you feel like you're an introverted extrovert, for example, you don't feel like you 100% fit the extrovert mold, then basically you're pretty unique, just like me, which I like to say every week because I'm now embracing the uniqueness of being like this. And we make up only 6% of the population, and we have different struggles and different challenges. So that's why I created the group Highly Sensitive Extroverts to help people like us. I also wanted to draw your attention to a free guide I created. It's called Feel Fantastic in 3 Simple Steps. The link to download that is in the post attached to the video, this video. That's what I had so many problems with this evening because I was trying to copy and paste it and the paste button wouldn't work. But anyway, it should be there now. And the link to join the group is also in the post attached to this video. So today's topic is all about energy management. So if you are feeling drained, if you're tired all the time, how do you manage your energy better? So here's a couple of scenarios for you. Do you work in a job that drains you? Are you surrounded by young children at home, and as much as you love them, they completely drain your energy? So if you can relate to either of these situations, type job 1, me 0, if it's your job that's draining you, or kids 1, me 0, if it's your kids that are draining you. Now, I remember back when I worked in the corporate world, which I did up until about 6 years ago now, back then I didn't know that I was a highly sensitive person. And so I actually thought there was something physically wrong with me because I was so exhausted after every work day, and on the weekends I would struggle to do much at all because I just wanted to veg on the couch and recover basically from my work week. So it really wasn't fun at all. Now, the reason this is such a, I suppose, important topic to talk about is trying to ignore our need for rest does not work. And I know this because I learned the hard way. So the worst case scenario, if you don't manage your energy well, is you will get sick. That's what happened to me. Basically what I used to do is I just used to push and push and push and push and try and push through the tiredness. And eventually my adrenals crashed, and it started a 3-year battle to try and get well. I'm almost there now, but it's been a really big struggle for me. So I cannot stress enough how important it is to manage your energy levels on a daily or weekly basis. So if you can relate to what I'm saying, I've come up with a couple of things that you can do instead to help manage your energy better. First of all, the first step is noticing, so becoming aware of the warning signs indicating that you need to take time out, or you need to take a break or incorporate some extra downtime in your day. Another thing is to actually take time out. Because sometimes, and this is what I used to do all the time, we know that we need some downtime and we know that we need to take some time out, but we let the busyness, the craziness of life get in the way of actually taking that time out. So make it a priority and actually take time out and have some rest. Another thing you can do is stay away from negative people who will suck your energy dry. So in terms of stay away, I mean literally put some distance between you and those people. And if it's somebody that you can't avoid, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's somebody in your group of friends that you all hang out together, then try to limit your exposure somewhat. So start to notice when your tolerance is pretty much gone, and then try and figure out a plan around exiting the scenario, the situation, before it gets too much. Another thing you can do is create some helpful habits around energy. So in the habit of scheduling and, as I said, actually taking some downtime, whether that be just resting, whether it be playtime, but each and every week, make sure you actually schedule some downtime, playtime, creative time in your calendar and stick to it. Now, this could be anything from reading a book, taking a bath, walking on the beach, watching your favorite TV show, being creative. Literally whatever it is that you need to do to recharge your batteries. And you should know what those sorts of things are. If you're not sure, then try a few different things, maybe off the list that I've just given you. A couple of other things you can do. First of all is some in-the-moment exercises. So this is really good if perhaps you're at work and you can't just go, oh, I've had enough and go home. Or if you're perhaps surrounded by people, like what I was saying before, like if you can't get away from certain people that you know drain your energy, then you can practice some of these in the moment exercises. So I've got a couple of ideas. So there's a lot of free apps out there for meditation, and they're guided meditation, so you don't have to be a Buddhist monk and know how to meditate. The apps will talk you through it. You can just do some simple deep breathing, and the easiest way to do this is just focus on your breath. So inhale for a count of 4, pause, then exhale for a count of 4, and try to extend the count as you keep going through the breathing. So see if you can get up to 5, 6, 7 seconds of inhaling and exhaling. Other on-the-spot exercises or in-the-moment exercises is try some visualization. So one really good thing to try here is visualize a white light around you, protecting you. And the last idea I have to try and protect your energy is, and I know I touched on this, I think it was in last week's video, but it's been coming up a lot in the group, so I wanted to mention it again. The last idea is say no. Now, as we've talked about in the group, this is much easier said than done. So if you struggle with saying no, try this exercise. Note down the top 5 situations that rattle you the most. So what are the top 5 situations that you find it most difficult to say no? And then for each of those 5 situations, formulate a plan to handle them so that you're not bumbling about in the moment and trying to figure out, oh, what do I do? What do I do? I can't say no, I'm scared. And your brain starts going all crazy. So formulate a plan for how you're going to handle each of those 5 situations and practice. So for example, if somebody is asking too much of you, simply say no. And there's a saying that no is a complete sentence. So I touched on this, I think it was last week. We have this tendency to want to explain ourselves where we can literally just say no. But we need to practice. So if you're somebody who is, when I say that, just say no. If you're somebody who's freaking out and thinking, oh my God, I can't do that, then you need to practice. So I challenge you to give it a go. because what happens is the result is usually much worse in our heads than it actually is in reality. So when we actually do pluck up the courage to say no, most people accept that. So we work it up into being this massive deal in our head, but most people accept and respect when we say no. So give it a go. My challenge to you is say no as soon as you can when you need to in the next day or two. It is so liberating and so freeing when we start to, because all we're doing when we're saying no is we're giving ourselves respect, ourselves and our own needs and our own priorities and our own health. We're actually putting those first and we're respecting ourselves. So most people respect that. They respect us when we say no. So it is a very liberating feeling, and it does get easier, I promise you. At the beginning, the very first no is probably the worst and the hardest, but it does get easier. Take my word for it, once you start, it does get easier and you'll feel lighter, you'll feel a load lift. So back to your challenge. So think about your week ahead. Can you predict when you might start to feel your energy draining away? So it might be even after one day, you might already be drained from your Monday at work. And write a plan and action that plan. So basically, what are you going to do? I've given you some ideas in this video. What are you going to do? And more importantly, when are you going to do it? So if you struggle with work draining you, then perhaps you could say, right, every lunchtime, I'm going to take my lunch break in the park. I'm going to find a beautiful park bench and I'm going to sit there and I'm going to do 2 minutes of guided meditation, or I'm going to sit there and do 2 minutes of just a simple breathing exercise. Or it could be something like, when I feel myself start to get flustered or drained at work, I'm going to go to the bathroom, sit there and do the breathing exercise. Just inhale for 4, pause, out, exhale for 4, pause. So you can do it anywhere, these exercises, and they don't take much time. It's just getting in the habit of putting them into practice. So that's your challenge. What are you going to do and when you start to feel your energy drain? And then lastly, what I'm going to ask you to do is please share in the group what you feel your main energy drain will be and what you're going to try to recharge better than you usually do. And I look forward to hearing how you go. Don't forget to download your free guide, 3 Simple Steps to Feel Fantastic. This will actually help you incorporate some regular downtime or recharging your batteries time into your routine. That's pretty much it for tonight. I need to go and recharge my batteries, given I started off all flustered tonight with the technology challenges. Thanks. See you in the group or next week right here, same time, same place. Have a great one. See you then.